Hello and welcome to the Enjoy Being Fitness, Nutrition, and Life community. I'm Michelle. Thanking you for joining me today. We are going to plan the week. So this is your Plan the Week with me. I plan a week out in a couple of different stages. Typically, I like to get the week planned on Fridays for the week ahead. This past Friday was a bit busy, so I am planning on a Monday. Stage one of my plan is to take a look first at what calls I've got scheduled in the week and make sure that those are down in my planner on my weekly spread. I also make it a point to have a priority list up at the top of my week. And this priority list is very specific things that I want to either feel or experience in the week or need to prioritize that are either project related or just simply need my attention. So after doing a brief glance at my call schedule, I lay out the planner itself with stickers. I put in a theme on the week according to what I want to see when I open the planner, for that week. So I have been working with summer stickers. I have been working with stickers that have been in mostly like bright colors, just really vibrant. My birthday was in June and this is July. So in June there were a couple of more relaxing moments in the week of my birthday. So I'm going to pull very specifically July stickers. I'm going to pull from further back in my grouping. A couple of very specific sticker sheets. And this is just to allow me some space to write on. Sheets that'll specifically allow me to provide a certain degree of focus to specific things that I'm putting into my schedule for the week. So typically calls are fairly standard times with my clients and with the groups that I network with. That being said, there are a couple of learning opportunities that I've got this week. So I want to make sure that I get those written down onto the schedule. Just taking a quick flip through here, I think that'll probably be it. Maybe this one. For what I want to put into the main schedule. Okay, and one more sheet, and this one is just for very specific points. So again, first priority for me is what do I want to see when I open up the book. So for this, I take a look at the previous week. I take a look at, what colors, what themes I went with. There are some pinks and light teals. So this week in particular, take a look first at my July sheets. And if anything speaks to me specifically, probably the yellow, light green themes this week. And that'll probably go very well with certain summer stickers. Yep, nice, big, beautiful sticker for Sunday on the 21st. So that is going to be my baseline sticker right at the bottom. I've also been using let's go with this nice little border. I've also been using flower stickers. I'm, a big fan of flowers, always have been. We're gonna go ahead and put this right next to Saturday as my border on the weekend. And again, because I like using flowers as well, I'm gonna go ahead and take a peek and see if there's any fitting flowers. Something small, quite likely. Put that right over the edge there. Smaller stickers sometimes help the larger stickers stay on well, especially when you're opening and closing a notebook often. I generally leave a couple of sections opening the week with my priorities to write in, but also section out my priority area for very specific things that will take my attention. So in this case, again, we're doing the yellow more so. We'll go ahead and use a banner on the weekly priorities. So again, my calls are generally the same times every week. I do work with a client who needs an alternating schedule. So one week we'll talk on Tuesdays, one week we'll talk on Wednesdays, or the next week we'll talk on Wednesdays. And that's just based on her work schedule, which is fine. With respect to that, it is pretty easy then to go ahead and take a look at, where and when I need to fill in some blanks. So I put in everything. I put the marketing calls in, I put networking, I put I will even put in, if I am going to call someone in my family, on my calendar, because that gives me a set, schedule to work around. With producing content for my clients and making sure that they have what they need for their nutrition and exercise goals. I have found that sometimes the windows of time between calls, if I don't have those written down, I don't think to what I could put into that time with my work. So it's become really important for me to really write down and focus on making sure that call schedule is down. I have a few different calendars because there was one calendar I wanted to make sure I kept fairly open so that certain things were visible. These are all digital, they're just on Google. But my goal there is specifically to make sure that, again, I've got things kept open, easier to see. Very specific calls end up on one calendar. Networking calls end up on another. Again, learning opportunities will end up on the calendar that those networking calls end up on as well. And one of the most important things that I've got going on this week is the preparation for the next event within my membership group. The free group, the Enjoy Being group. Let's double check that calendar. Good. Okay, excellent. Selecting a few weekly priorities. We're going to go gold for those. One of us put my pen somewhere. Give me just a moment. There it is. Underneath stuff. Okay, I have a handful of different color pens that I use as well. But my priorities, I always put them in black because I'm putting them in on a sticker. So this makes them stand out more. In this case, my priorities, the Vital Living Project group. So that is my paid group. My priorities this week are talking with a few women very specifically about this group. This is a group that I I'm very protective of. I want to make sure that the women in my group feel safe to share and discuss what's going on with their health and their wellness. And there's not necessarily like a lot of great places to do that without experiencing some sort of drama from, other women. So my goal this week is to invite a few very specific women to the group. So I'm getting that written in. All right. My other priority is on essentially finishing a particular course I was working on, finishing up with the learning opportunities. So that and getting a coaching call scheduled with my coach. So we'll see what I can do there. I also use permanent markers for some of this work. I keep them just around the corner. So this I want for a particular section. There we go. All right, I know I needed to prioritize scheduling some other things. So that's actually going to be something I take care of after this video. I've just got a note here in my weekly priorities to go ahead and get some specific work scheduled. I do want to occupy a little more of this space with something from the flower book. So we're going to go with it says thankful. Actually stick that right there for right now, because I'm going to put some tape in behind it. I started doing this months ago with my planner, taking some time to dress it up a little. It's also not the only planner I have and work with that I dress up a little. I have one where I make very specific notes about the work and the projects that I'm working on. Um, and that's actually the planner. I'll detail out certain things. My call schedule goes in here. This is what essentially functions for life related stuff as well, but the other is work specific. So biggest priorities are now down. The second thing that gets done again is putting the call schedule in, and that takes a little bit of time, but it is well worth doing. So networking, marketing, collaborations, content, calls with different communities I'm in, and my client calls, of course, I'll put right in here. This shows me what my open windows are for work, and then I open my other planner, my work planner, and I do my time blocking in there. I also take a look back at the monthly calendar, see if there's anything specifically I need to put up there. It's the 20th. So Saturday the 20th, I have 2 things I'll be taking care of. Get that written down real quick. All right, so there's that. Now we can go through the call schedule itself. I oftentimes will flip back to the week before because there are going to be, several things that repeat. So one of the things I mentioned earlier was that in my weekly priorities, I also put in something about how I want to feel, across the week. And that's part of the reason why I put the thankful sticker there. Anytime you're working from gratitude, where you are truly thankful for what you have and what you're creating in the world, I believe you operate from a much healthier place. So, thankful. I also generally put in on my call schedule a power hour that's specifically just for me. This is where I am not working with anybody, collaborating with anyone, networking, nothing. This is me focused on just getting specific work done. That power hour time changes on a day-to-day basis based on the call schedule. And got to keep an eye also on a separate calendar that I have not been able to figure out how to integrate onto my calendar. I'll have to ask the I'll have to ask the calendar owners if there's a way to integrate it because I haven't figured that out yet. Shouldn't be that hard, but they seem to be using just some other configuration on it. Anyway, okay, that I don't have to worry about. I'm also currently getting in some votes on an event that happens once monthly, a networking event, collaboration event, and I'm waiting to see what the votes are on when that's going to happen, either this week or next week. I also write in when I do the weekly coaching call for my paid membership group. This is where they can ask, honestly, like anything they want regarding their own personal situations with their health and their fitness. So that's I've always got a teaching or coaching point that I'm focused on, but I will also have open question answer. I also allow for them to pre-submit questions because I know not everybody is going to be able to attend the call when I scheduled it. So that call goes on my calendar as well. All right, there's going to be a fairly large block of time, I think, on Wednesday. I think. Let me take a quick peek. Okay, so I'll miss a portion of a learning opportunity, but that's just simply because I've got my client calls scheduled for during that time. Not a problem. I also lead a couple of wellness sessions in a co-working group that I'm in the zone. If you've got questions about the zone, ask, just leave a comment, ask about that. It's a really great space for being able to come in while you're working from home and just simply exist in a space where others are, are also just working from home. This has also been really, really good for those of us who are actually working in an online coaching capacity as well, because we've been able to collaborate with each other on different projects, as well as technically it is a space in which you can get a client or a client referral rather easily. So I've been very happy working in the zone and very happy leading 2 wellness sessions weekly. Okay, got that on there. Flop calendars real quick. And then the client calls later in the day. Now over on to Thursday. We're wrapping up what that call schedule looks like over the week. This is a possible day for the that one call that's being voted on for day and time. I want to make sure that everybody's got the ability to get into the call as best they can live. Since it is a collaboration call, it's great if we can do that. But I know that not everybody can, and that's fine. Typically, it's held at a certain point in the month at a certain time. I want to make sure it's good to check up every once in a while. I think I'll go ahead and check up probably quarterly to make sure that any new members to the group have a good opportunity to access the call. Let's see, it looks like I'm heading over here. Let's see, yep, same time. And then, of course, I always double check that certain calls are still being held at the same time, because sometimes the host needs to move a particular call. Then oh yes, and I know my coach earlier put the call schedule up. Okay, good. I can actually make that call. Perfect. Okay. Very, very soon, all things written in. Again, except for that that one call that's getting voted on. We'll have a decision tomorrow night. So, okay. So at the moment, this is what that planner looks like. It's wide open space on each. There's also one very important thing I do with this planner after the call schedule goes in, and that is I just write in essentially what matters most for my health and wellness, for my relationships, and for my business. So I give myself a template to work with. And it's just very simple. I just put health, relationships, and business on repeat. And I'll show you in a second when I'm done. But because I'll be in and out of my planner all day, I essentially take what I've journaled about, and I chop it down to those three things. You know, what do I want to feel and experience for those three areas of my life? And yes, even with business, I write it in every single day. And the reason I do that is because I am an entrepreneur. I'm not going to just simply turn it off, but I do want to make a note of how I want to feel. So, there it is, the completed planner. Now I just go in each day and take care of it. Write in notes as I need to, where I need to. Other than that, thank you for joining me on this, and I will see you in the next video.